Do you see what they are?
Oh, they're a march. Pirate Republic March. Interesting.
So
Yes,
they
I
get
have
all the
missed that.
bonuses, including the minus 20% naval cost and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that, on top of the Pirate Republic bonuses.
That's going to be kind of painful.
Plus, I'm pretty sure they have naval ideas
I can check
in
that.
their, not their actual idea set, but their national ideas.
They don't have that many.
What ones do they have, though? I'm not sure about that one, though.
Naval maintenance minus 20. Privateer efficiency, embargo efficiency. So they're going to be very good at like economically hitting people's naval power, but not so much actually fighting navies.
Yeah, but I'll have the backup of the Japanese fleet as well.
That's true. Yeah, like, your two combined are going to be very interesting. Particularly now that we're seeing Portugal really starting to throw some weight around in Indonesia. Like, they've really humbled Malacca, for example.
Yeah. Part of the reason why the Filipino player came around.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll be watching that with some interest then. There are definitely quite a few naval powers starting to rise. You, Inca, Britain, the Pope, Mamelukes, Ottomans, potentially the Bahmanis, Portugal.
What's been happening now, though, is there's sort of an agreement going on with Portugal starting to throw their weight around.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, Asia is for the Asians.
So are you guys going to step in and try and save Malacca then?
Well, we'll just have to see.
Okay. I'll be watching that with definite interest. Because I've been making my own speculations about what's going to go on, and we'll see if I'm right.
He's definitely upset a few people by starting wars.
I'm not surprised, but then that is kind of what colonials do.
Yeah.
They upset the natives. It'll just be whether or not you can keep them out.
It'll also be whether the Siamese player decides to play well.
Yeah, Ayutthaya has been spending this entire session just consolidating, which is absolutely the right decision. But depending on how hostile he is, like, there's definitely no agreements made between them and Malacca, and in fact he's allied to Portugal.
Yeah.
And Bahmanis. I think that Bahmanis alliance is more dangerous.
Yeah. It's pretty dangerous, but it's as long as he doesn't cause any problems. Because I don't think Bahmanis has any more issues with me and the Philippines.
Well, remember that the Bahmanis killed Jampur. Jampur is now the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that the Philippines are going to be harboring any particularly good feelings about Bahmanis. And
yeah. I know that. Of course. But right now we're just understanding the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely have missed the fact that they became a march. That changes a few of my ideas of what was going to happen in the region.
Oh, yeah. We're very friendly. Like, there's definitely a lot of friendship around the nation.
I'm glad to hear it. And like I said, I'm just going to be interested in seeing how that plays out against certain other impending nations.
Mm. We've made happy little agreements, such as my seizure of Canton.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I missed that too. Chat saying that you're forming the co-prosperity sphere. I guess that's true. All you need to get is now China in it. Although if you're getting Canton, then sure. And Russia. Russia is the other often member.
Well, with Russia and Iraq being not so friendly.
Well, generally it's Siberia part of Russia, so that would be the Kamchandals.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we could just rename it unofficially into Trans-Samur, and then they're technically yours.
We've already got agreements, such as I need to purchase some prominence off him to complete some missions.
Oh, I wonder if he intended that. Interesting. Sorry, things are also happening.
Yeah, I know. League Wars just kicked off, haven't they?
No. Well,
no?
You'll have to find out later.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I'll leave you to it. I'll definitely be watching what's happening over there, though. And yeah, thanks for pointing out Canton. I would definitely have missed that.
Yeah. Alright. Goodbye.
See you later. Okay, so as we heard there, we've got the Philippines who have actually become a march of Japan. So two of the preeminent Asian naval powers have now united. And that could definitely be a block against the Portuguese, because Maguindao now have got 11 heavy ships, 13 lights. Portugal have got 13 heavies and 14 lights. And then Japan, if I can click on Japan, have 25 galleys. The Japanese aren't going to be as useful. They're going to be much better at fighting off the coast of China. So I think most of this is going to be done by the pirates, although of course the pirates have their ship capture chance ability, so if they win just 1 or 2 engagements early on, then the balance of power will be swinging very heavily in their favour, but they do need to make sure that they win those conflicts in the early game. Portugal's losing a ton of cash. Why? Reinforcements? Yeah, army maintenance. They do have quite a few mercenaries, and yes, it's reinforcements. So where is the Portuguese army right now? Also, that's a lot of rebels. They're currently fighting rebels in Borneo. Not too surprising. Billy! So he took Canton but didn't get the Hong Kong trade node. Apparently not. Although, I don't think Hong Kong... Oh no, it is the centre of trade. Both of them are centre of trades. So if he does take over the whole of Canton, and then he can push that... Actually, he can either push that into the Philippines or into Hangzhou. He can't push it directly into Japan. In fact, does any of this feed into Japan? It doesn't. Yeah, I remember Japan is an awful trade node. And Japan doesn't feed into Canton either. No, it doesn't. Canton's actually a start node. No, it's not. Chengdu feeds into Canton, which then feeds into Hangzhou. So what they really need is some centres of trade in Hangzhou, because that also Japan feeds into it. So if they get all of the trade from Japan feeding into it, if they get the trade from Canton feeding into it, and then collect in Hangzhou, then they would make a fair amount of money. But they need to come up with some kind of agreement to actually collect the money there from Oirat. And that's true, that's Macau, not Hong Kong. Canton is Hong Kong, which is why it's the centre of trade, and Macau isn't. I knew that. Meanwhile, what else is happening? We don't have that many wars going on. We've got Oirat fighting against Miao and Sang and Shu and Huai. Ulm still fighting against Switzerland and losing badly. Oh, Ulm. Why does this keep happening? Friesland have actually absorbed Holland, so Friesland is now a lot bigger. How close is Friesland to forming the Netherlands? Because they've got to be quite close. They just need to be at peace, and then they can do it. Because they've just taken Amsterdam from Holland. So they're going to be wanting out of this war as soon as possible before somebody else drags them into a conflict so they can form the Netherlands and get the incredible Dutch ideas and the slightly less incredible but still pretty good Dutch government. I remember the day when the Dutch government used to be completely and utterly bonkers strong. Just isn't anymore. The other thing which I wanted to point out is Kamchandal actually won. Potentially because Spain killed half of their enemies. There is definitely going to be some kind of conflict over Mexico between the Spanish and the Kamchandals. Also, the Kamchandals are going to have problems, I think, maintaining their colonial nations, which is why when Giles was talking to us there, the Japan player, I was like, did they mean to do that? Because I think they wanted to move their capital to the New World. But Mexico has just formed a colonial nation. And I don't know if that was his intention. I kind of suspect it wasn't. Because now they're going to be stuck with their capital over here. I mean, admittedly, that's not a nice place to go and attack. Dice roll -1 for enemies. I'm surprised Glacial doesn't give an attrition penalty. Or a supply limit penalty. Does that really not give attrition? Am I just too used to... Oh, yeah, supply limit. That's only giving +2, whereas plains is +8. Mountains is +4. So they are worse than mountains, but they don't get the die roll penalty. And defensiveness is not increased, but then why would it be? And development is ludicrously expensive. It's actually more expensive developing here than it is mountains. Yeah, they're going to have trouble keeping the Liberty Desire down.
The
Hello.
Timurids have arrived, both of us.
Yes, the Timurids are here.
They are.
Yeah, we're both the Timurid empires.
Huh?
We'll give you a second to figure it out.
Because you have the Timurid dynasty?
Both
Hell
of
yeah,
us.
bro. We have that holy goal to reform the Timurid Empire.
Yes.
Interesting.
Can you sanction this? I feel like you can.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like no. What basically happened is the last Hosokawa died,
Right.
so I'm now Timurid.
Right. I'm still trying to work out if you're actually going to form the Timurid tag, though. Can you do that?
Yeah. All
No.
you need is you can.
I
Yeah, you
can,
can. Yeah,
but-
anyone can. If you have a Timurid on your throne, you can do it.
How?
I think you just.
I think you need to own land there. It's like,
Yeah.
and then it'll give you the option.
If you own
It's
a
weird.
province in Persia.
Oh, good luck getting that from Ajam.
Haha.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
Hell yeah, bro.
So many Timurids now. Ajan, Transoxiana.
I should probably sort this by dynasties, and I can see how many there are. Where's the dynastic map mode? Is there even... Oh, there it is. Timurid, Osmanaglu, Timurid... Wait, what are Ajam? Ajam are Timurid as well. Yeah, they are. So maybe you should be... Maybe they should be brothers in arms with Ajam, because there's now actually 3 Timurids. Ajam... I mean, 3 player Timurids. So maybe Ajam wants to become Timurid. Is that an event for them? Or a decision? Oh, they can become Mamluks? How? Oh, they have to destroy the Mamluks and then own Cairo. They can form the Mughal Empire, but they need to own Delhi. Claim Timur's legacy. Here it is. They need to own Samarkand, which will change them to the Timurids, which will give them new missions, makes them an empire, gains prestige, and they get permanent claims on a whole bunch of stuff. And they've already been able to form Persia, but they rejected that. Interesting. Player war and it's gone. Oh, Prussia! We have a Prussia. Do we have a Netherlands yet, though? No, we don't. Has Ulm peaced out? No, they haven't. And they are still losing. And their army is about to die to rebels. This entire war is being carried by Friesland. How long are players going to want to bail Ulm out? Every time I think, oh, Ulm are doing well, and then it just goes wrong. I don't know how he does this. How? Friesland kills 1 stack of rebels. They're about to kill another stack of rebels. Their Munchen just fell. These are pretenders. Anyway, we have a Prussia. This is the big news of the moment. They do have the Prussian monarchy, which gives them the unrest -2, war exhaustion -0.2, which is surprisingly powerful. Autonomy reduction, absolutism +10, monarch military skill +3, which is huge. It means that every Prussian king will have at least a level 3 military skill and always +3. So if they had a 402 right now, it'd actually be a 405. Which is really, really good. And then also it gives you the Prussian militarism abilities, which is this. The more militarization you have, the more army tradition you gain. I think it also gives you discipline. Legitimacy goes up, number of province... Oh no, that's how much militarism you're gaining. Because it's on 0, I don't think it's going to show us how much they get. And then, of course, when absolutism arrives, they're going to get even more thanks to the absolutism discipline bonuses. So, Prussian Space Marines are starting to form. They still don't have the goose step, though. The goose step is when things really turn around for the Prussians. Austria's basically given up on helping Ulm at this point. Kind of looks that way, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Big fight. Okay, so we have... Ajam is fighting... Mamluks Ottomans has kicked off. You are quite right. So we've got the Mamluks, Ajam, Adalan, Baluchistan, Ethiopia and Khiva versus the Ottomans and, most importantly, the Knights. This is a war I've been expecting for a long time. I'm a little bit surprised it's only just started. It looks like the Mamluks have been abandoned by their other North African allies. I think that they were allied. Allied to Morocco, allied to Tunis and Congo. Nobody was allied to the Mamelukes except for Ajam. So this is going to be Ajam and the Mamelukes versus... and Ethiopia. Oh, Ethiopia is allied to the Mamelukes. Interesting. And the Ethiopians, I think... can have pretty decent troops. They're trying to get defensive. They don't have the morale bonus just yet. Production efficiency, diplomatic relations, fort defense. No. Oh, yes, they do have morale. They do have manpower recovery. Mamelukes have cavalry. Oh, bloody hell, look how many ships they have. They did not finish quality. Ottomans are the Ottomans. They have quality already finished. Building a bunch more troops. Oh, we have a battle coming in. Let's see what this one is all about. So this is Ajam showing off the Ajam military. We've got 62,000 versus 44,000. 4.3 morale for Ajam versus 3.9 for the Ottomans. 15% discipline, however, giving them an advantage in terms of tactics. And, of course, they have the Janissary infantry, which are going to be giving them shock and fire damage received reductions. They are not very well drilled, though. Like, one of the biggest bonuses that Janissaries have is their bonus to drilling, and that doesn't seem to have been happening. The other thing I want to double-check is to see if they have any professionalism. The Ottomans do not. Ajam has a tiny bit. Mamelukes have a bit more, so the Mameluke armies are probably going to be able to hit a little bit harder than the others, but nobody has any particular... military advantages. Ottomans start with their discipline advantage. They got a manpower recovery. They got cavalry combat, which actually exceeds that of the Mamelukes. So this is really going to be down to numbers. Ajam has pieced out. They've had enough. However, the Bahmanis have joined. Bahmanis have joined on behalf of the Mamelukes. So the alliance between these two powers is really starting to solidify. Ajam, I think, may have pieced out a little bit too early there, because now you've got the Bahmanis numbers and money and quality arriving, and we know that the Bahmanis player is very, very capable at fighting battles. So once those troops start to arrive, then things are going to really, really shift. What needs to happen until then is Ethiopia and the Mamluks just need to hold out. I don't think the Mamluks invested enough in forts up here. I didn't want to say anything directly, but there were nowhere near as many forts as I had expected in the northern Mamluk territories. Like, the Ottomans have a few. Have they kept them upgraded, though? Level 2, level 2. Are they able to get level 4s? I think they can. How would I tell? I don't think I actually can. Yes, I can. Requires Miltech 14. So no, they can't get a level 4 forts yet. So the Ottomans have a couple. Mamluks had none in this area. Oh, we got another one. Mamluks versus the Ottomans. We do have more Ottomans coming in. Bahmanis just arrived, bolstering their numbers. This is a mountain battle. The Ottomans are sent packing. There are 60,000. We do have 40,000 Ottomans on the way in. 115 discipline versus 105. 4.6 morale, though, against the 3.9. I think the Ottomans are going to struggle to overcome the morale advantages. This is really going to come down to a war of attrition over manpower numbers. And the Ottomans once again sent packing. So the Bahmanis being like the critical key to winning this. The Mamluks have 23,000 manpower. The Ottomans down to just 28,000. And then Bahmanis coming in with 21,000. So between them, the Mamluks and the Bahmanis do have more. But the Ottomans are going to have an enormous war chest, which they can use to buy mercenaries, and they should probably begin to do that. Conserve the manpower they have right now for the Janissaries, conserve it for the artillery, and conserve it for the infantry. Then any of these random infantry units, just start consolidating them. Consolidate them away, and then use up the force limit to hire infantry mercenaries, and that's how you can keep your armies going on. The Ottoman Navy, however, is going to be unassailable. What would need to happen is someone like the Papal States would need to step in. Although with 78 galleys, that would be a challenge. The Papal States currently... In fact, let's just take a look at the world's naval situation.